Okay, guys, good morning to you, right? Can you hear me loud and clear? If yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay, right. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Lion. And Chongming, good morning. Wow, first on the list. Okay, all right. Good morning to all of you. Now, really, no kidding. I know that I've been saying this every time, but really, you really need to send this today MAO now to your friends. Because today's alternate market news, there are three particular data charts that I really want you to send to your friends or let them take a look because it is going to be impactful, it's crazy, and it is absolutely wow. Okay, which means that right, if the market really is to behave in this particular manner, then we are seriously in for a very big ride. Okay, so that's why, guys, do yourself a favor, right? Send this to all your friends now, the MAO link right now to all your friends, and let them know that this guy pretty decent. He at least got it correct yesterday when he called for a sell in the market, and the market already came off. So let them know that this guy is pretty real. Okay, he will like to share this with you. It's going to be a 1.5 hour session. Right, there's so much to share. But most important thing is this. This will definitely help you to do pretty well as a trader. Okay, let's do it right now. Okay, waiting for you. All right, once again, put a like button there. All right, lovely. All right, give me some emoticons. It'd be great to start my morning. Okay, let's do. Okay, let's just start our morning MAO right now. Okay, let's go. Okay, today is the 22nd of April. Today is Friday, and of course, this is another end of the week. Now, usually come Friday, I get very excited because I get to rest, but not this weekend because I'm going to be involved in a very big event on the 24th of April. Now, until this morning, there were still people asking for tickets to come into the event. But like I said yesterday and the day before, we have run out of space. We really can't, we cannot really continue to bring people in. All right, so we are very sorry for that. So maybe next time when we are even bigger, okay, we will get a bigger hall place and then we have more people joining us. Okay, this time round as well, we are really full. Now, will there be Zoom recording? Well, there will be recording, but there's no Zoom, all right? There's no live Zoom on the day. So what happened is we will record down the entire session, and once we have finished the editing, we will upload it through our YouTube channel and our Facebook and stuff like that, so you can watch them, okay? All right, so once again, thank you guys for all the support. Now, for those who registered, all right, do remember that you have to contact us if you're still not in the Telegram group, okay? This is very important. Okay. All right. So today is right. You can see from my backdrop. Okay. You can see we have Jerome Powell, definitely the man of the hour. All right. He personally, one single man, single-handedly spooked the market. And of course, we have Elon Musk now. Apparently, he has garnered enough money to do his Twitter takeover. That's very interesting. And of course, we have very incredible, what they call movement in Ukraine and Russia. In fact, today is all right. If you're good with body language, this will be a pretty interesting session. So federal and in essential 50 basis point hike possible for May. So apparently now, Jerome Powell himself actually on CNBC said that to have a 50 basis point is really, really possible in the coming FOMC in May. So the question is this, I thought the market already priced in. Yeah, apparently the market seemingly have priced in this, but somehow or other, right, when one sell, two sell, everybody's have to sell, it seems that the market is like first time hearing this. And of course, the market took advantage of this by taking profit off the table. So the question will be, what's next? All right, so I will be sharing a lot with you later today. Now, main thing is this, disclaimer apply as usual. Do understand you are supposed to do your risk assessment, okay? I can't do it for you because I don't know what you are trading. So you have to take the own initiative to do your risk assessment. Okay, thank you. All right, so you can see that the joke of the day is a little bit rubbing Bill Ackman, right? Yeah, Jack and Jill and Bill Ackman, all right, went down the hill after fetching a pail of water. So, of course, unfortunately for Bill Ackman, being a very good investor, he lost $400 million, right? Accordingly, is all right, in just 3 months. Okay, so he invested $1 billion worth of share in Netflix, and unfortunately, the share price came down more than from the entry to the stop loss about nearly 50%. So that's why he lost about $400 million. That's a lot of money. Think about this. But of course, for him who made $2 billion from the recent crash in the market in 2020, I think that, right, this is okay, he had to give back some money, I believe. All right, so of course, people, I mean, there are always different camps depending which side you're in, but still, end of the day is right, we have to understand the Federal Reserve more. So you can see that, right, Federal Reserve in the year 2021, Jerome Powell says that they will not allow substantial overshoot of inflation target in the letter to US Senator. But this apparently was done on the April 2021. But as you can see now in April 2022, Federal Reserve say, we promise you transitory inflation. This year, we promise you soft landing. And for the previous heat checks, how we promise you that subprime was contained. Now, this is a joke, by the way. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is this. All right, we hear this last year that Federal Reserve tell us is transitory, the inflation, but it never came true. In fact, it was sustained. Then they said that, right, there'll be soft landing, but we do see that there could be a potential hard landing. And of course, to rub it in as well, right, subprime problem is still there, although it's contained, but it's not really done. So the thing is this, we can see that the Federal Daily came in and said that, right, must make sure that we don't tip the economy into recession by raising rates too aggressively. So one part is how Jerome Powell is actually saying that, right, they would be more aggressive than not. But his colleagues itself are not seeing the same point. So that's why the joke here is that who to believe and how to believe a federal who actually tells us there's no inflation or it won't be substantial, it won't be prolonged, but yet it actually all happened. So the thing is this, should we even trust the Federal Reserve to begin with? So this is the question, and this is why everybody is debating. And of course, this become the joke of the day, all right? So the thing is this is where Steve Henry's right came in. If the Federal Reserve was really serious about fighting inflation, they would have tightened. But the question is, didn't. Yeah, apparently from the Fed, you can see that the total asset, right, from the Federal Reserve has still climbing up non-stop. The Federal Reserve, the what they call the current base is still climbing up. You can see that it's still climbing up. Because the thing is this, the whole QT, quantitative tightening, will only will only start in May, not now. So that's why the monthly movement is still ongoing. So the real movement itself will be from May. This is very important, guys. May, yeah? From May, that is where the movement will really, really start. Now, today is the 22nd of April. We're about 1 week away from May. So be very careful because the FOMC meeting, I think, is on the 4th and 5th of May. So which means that, right, by that time it's all right, everything will really come to an halt, okay? And this is where it gets very serious. So traders, that's the reason why I understand some people are calling for long in the market. They tell you that technology is a buy. They tell you that stock is good to buy and stuff like that. To me, it's everybody got their own view, okay? Nothing, no right, no wrong. But the thing is this, I am very confident to tell you that the last 10 years, if I were to learn something from the last 10 years market, is to never fight the Federal Reserve. Okay, never fight, okay, never, yeah, never fight, okay, the Fed. All right, the last 10 years, if you have been steadily following the Federal Reserve and you just keep on staying long, you will make tons of money. All right, this is something that I really learned for the last 10 years. Okay, call me slow, call me lousy, I'm fine, but I think at least I learned something. So next time it's all right, when the Federal Reserve is coming into the picture again, I will know what to do. So the thing is this, I'm only 43 this year, all right? And I just got so fortunate to see Federal Reserve involved in the market since when? Take a look. The Federal Reserve have been involved in the market since 2009. And from 09 until today, let's do the mathematics, right? 22 minus 09. The market has been involved for the last 13 years. Come on, man. Which last time where Federal Reserve is involved for 13 years? The answer is no. So for me, it's all right. Of course, for what we learn in the market, we also like to learn, okay. So let's just look back into this tape once again. So you remember in 09, where the Lehman crisis happened, the stock market at 6,600 back then, the Dow Jones. By the time it reached to 2014, the Dow Jones was easily 15,000. Okay. Now take note of here itself. In 2018, that was where there was some tapering, there was some QT. Okay, the stock market dived almost 30% from this peak to the lower point. Now look at the magnitude of the QT at that point, and the stock market reacted by going down by 30%. So now we are going to see the same thing happening in the next few months. So my point is this: I don't expect the market to really take off like $1 trillion without holding back. My point is this: if you look at it from a very technical point of view, okay, let's say we put this line into here, okay, and here, so that we have no parallax error. So you can see that, right, it probably have taken about $900 billion from the system. And the market reacted with a 30% drop. So my question is this: with the market now at the new all-time high level, we don't need to say about 30% drop. We talk about, let's say, they really go for this 900 billion, because they're looking at least 2 trillion knockoff, but we talk about halfway, let's say 900 billion. So you're going to be dropping like 900 billion to be somewhere near here, okay? So what do you think will be the drop of the market? Now do note, this is from the all-time high level. All-time high level for the Dow Jones, it dropped by 30%. Okay, just to show it to you, right? Not to make it up out of nowhere. Let me just get you the charts. Just stay with me. Now today's MAO is definitely going to be very impactful. You don't want to miss this, okay? You really don't want to miss this, okay? Now quickly tell your friends now to join us, because I haven't really started yet, okay? So there will be lots of things to talk about, okay? Let's just take a look here itself. Okay, let me just compress the chart a little bit for our understanding. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I want you to do a comparison that will be easier to understand. Okay, so this is the chart right now of the Dow Jones. Okay, now take a look, everybody. Just take a look. Now this is the period. Okay, the period whereby the Dow Jones, you can see, right, the Dow Jones itself from 201. Okay, a little bit more sideways so they compare the notes. Okay, can we see that right now? Okay, a little bit more. Okay, here we go. Okay, so everybody take a look and compare it yourself, okay? Compare it yourself. Now you can see that very clearly, the Dow Jones itself, right, started coming in, the Federal Reserve, the money, right? Yep, the money came in back here around 2009. So that was where the Dow Jones actually bottomed out in 2009. Can you see that? Beautiful, right? Okay. So once the money came in, the US Federal Reserve pumped all the way until 2018. Can you see that? Okay. Now look at how the Dow Jones reacted all the way to 2018, all the way. Can you see that? Beautiful. Can you see that? This is how it goes. And I'm so sorry earlier I get it wrong. It's 24,000, 25,000. So the Dow Jones was at 6,600 over here. And by the time we reached here itself, was already 25,000. Wow, what a jump, okay? Okay, so now what actually happened is that, okay, you can see right now when about near to the, when the market was, the QT was actually happening, you can see how the Dow Jones reacted. Look at the way it reacted. The Dow Jones itself reacted more than 10,000 points, a reaction of more than 10,000 points. You can see that, right? You take the high here to the lowest point, it's easily 10,000 points. All right, not to be specific, that's where 10,000. Now, if the market high is 30,000 and 10,000 points move down, we're talking about 30%, easily 33%, okay? So the question is this. Now we are here, right, at the X point. All right, so if let's say now we do have a similar $900 billion QT, if they really follow through, okay, by letting it expire, then of course the market will drop by at least 15%. I think from the all-time high, I think is actually possible, right? What do you think? Right, if you think that the market can drop by 15% from the all-time high, and it makes sense, key the word possible. Key the word possible if you think so, okay? All right, let me know. If you think it's possible, let me know, all right? All right, so I can see that Anthony writing possible, Danny is writing it possible, Stephen also write it possible. Okay, so the thing is this, we are being factual here. I know I don't want to quote a number of the continent. I don't want to like say things and then not responsible for it. To me, it's all right. I like to share things that make some logical sense, and there must be something to actually, have a reference point. So what you look at here right now, right, makes a lot of sense. So you can actually take a picture right now and really a picture and say that, hey, does it make sense to you? It makes lots of sense to me as a trader. So if let's say if we are putting it as 15% as possible, now everybody please put on your handphone on the camera mode now and take down this number, because this is going to be really crazy. All right, clear out the screen. Okay, I'm going to bring in the charts in right now. Okay, here we go. Okay, everybody take a look. Now this is the Dow Jones, as you can see right now. This is the Dow Jones at the all-time high recently at 36,953. Okay, all right. So the thing is this: if the Dow Jones is to really reflect what is happening, as we just said about this down by 15%. So you take the number the high, you multiply by 85. Okay, you will get the 15%. So what number is that? Everybody take a look. That is 31,410. Now where are we now? We are now at 34,706 and 7. Okay, and 7. Okay, everybody take a look. So if you look at it right now, mathematically, all right, we are now, let me just do the maths then, quick one, yeah? I just put number 34,707 minus 31,410. Wow, this is basically a difference, okay, a difference of 3,297. Oh my goodness. Now imagine that if you were to short a contract for the Dow Jones, okay, and put a reasonable stop loss, okay, reasonable, all right, let's say we do a stop loss of 200 points. Let's say we put a stop loss for 200 points, let's say 34,900, okay, as a stop loss, okay? 200. So we put a stop loss for 200 points. Okay, all right, now, if the market really goes and hit our stop loss, we lose 200 points. But if we take 3297, okay, 3297 divided by 200, I will get approximately, okay, 200, all right, I will get approximately 16. Now, what is 16 then? What I'm trying to say is, if I were to take a short position right now with a stop loss of 200 points, okay, I am risking 1 to 16 chance. which means that if I get it correct, I will win 16 folds of my stop loss that I allow myself to risk. Can you understand that? So which means that, right, I'm taking $200 now, okay, to risk to win potential $1,600. Can you understand that? Okay? Oh no, $3,200, sorry, my bad. You take $200, if let's say every 1 point is $1, you take $200 to risk to win $3,200 16 times, okay? So of course, if your stop loss is going to be even smaller, let's say 100 points, then you're going to make even more money with that concept, all right? So now the question is this, okay, is it even feasible or possible? Well, I don't know whether the market will come down like that, like immediately like this, but again, it's anybody's take. But what if it happens? Then of course you have one good trade right now, okay? So guys, do you understand what I have just drawn? If you understand, key the word understood, all right? So if you understand what I just said, key understood, all right? Now, whether or not would you be utilizing it or will you be using it to trade accordingly, that I leave it to you to decide, okay? But this is how I'm looking at it right now, all right? Now, of course, the market will not come down in a straight line. I don't think so. It may take about 3 months, it may take 4 months, I don't know. But the thing is this, as a trader, what I'm seeing this, something that I need to share it with you, quite important. Yeah, let me just share this with you as a trader. Now, the last time we saw the market coming down, okay, let's just draw for you. It came down all the way. It came down to this point, right? Okay, and then the market rebounded. But this time around, after it rebounded, it came down all the way and had a lower low. And of course, did the market rebound? Yes, indeed, it did, in fact. Okay, so what we are seeing right now is that actually it's a lower high formation in terms of the cyclical high. So by right, if you can see this, okay, over here, when the market came down back then, it came out to the halfway point. So if the next trip, if the market really goes down, if the next time the market really comes down, there is a very good chance the market should be able to come down to here. Can you see that? All right, so that's the reason why I felt that it is actually possible. Now, the thing is this, let's see in the time frame. Now, the last time when this happened, from the highest point to the lowest point, it took only 13 trading days. Yes, 13 trading days. It took only 13 trading days for the market to drop from the highest point to the 90% mark. Okay, 13, yeah? Now, if you look at it again, from the highest point to the lowest point, it took only 12 days. 12 days. Okay, 12. Incredible, 12. Yes, no kidding. 12 days for the market to come down. So what do you think? What do you think? All right. So the thing is this, all right, if let's say we are talking about this is the first day, 13 days is all right. Let's say do the 13 days, we're somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around here, 13 days. So how many 13 days is this? Okay, so we're talking about the first day itself is yesterday, right? If I say yesterday was the day, then of course, plus yesterday, we take 13 days. Okay, we make it 14 days. How about that? Make it nicer, lah. Let's say the market really dropped, and you take about 14 days. 14. Let's say we do the worst of the worst. Worst. Okay. So which day would that be? Which day would that be for the market to reach this point? What do you think? Can you give me a date now, everybody? Can you look at your calendar right now? If yesterday, which is the 21st of, so yesterday was 21st of April, all right, 21st of April, if we plus another 14 trading days, what day would that be? Can someone key the date for us? Wow, the answer is out. The answer is the answer is 12th of May. Wow, really, yeah? 12th of May. Okay, all right. Now, what do you think? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's crazy? Okay, I don't know whether would this really happen. I really don't know. I did not prepare this segment this morning. I did not. Trust me, I did not prepare this segment this morning. All right, it's just that suddenly something just come to my head, and I'm just basically sharing with all of you right now. So take a camera now, take a picture of this, which I just done for myself. All right, and think about this. Would this actually happen? Okay. Now, 12th of May. What is in between from now to then? Well, basically, we have all the FANG shares coming out, the earnings. We have the FOMC meeting minutes. So FOMC meeting, all right? So these are all the big things that will be coming in between, all right? I'm not too sure, is there any more thing going to happen in between? But the thing is this, I know one thing for sure, that Putin has to complete something by 9th of May. Interesting, right? So all these things itself tells me from now till 12th of May itself, right? I just need to be a bit more careful. And with some stroke of luck, we may be able to see something very rewarding. Of course, stop loss is always needed. Now, do note, stop loss, I repeat, is always needed. Yeah, you must have stop loss for every single trade. So the only thing is this, how much you want to risk versus how much you want to gain, right? It's accordance. All right, so if you basically bet $1, example, if the pot give you 16 times return, then you get $16. If you put $1,000, then of course you will get 16 times return, it will be $16,000. Okay? All right. Now, if you like this sharing, if you like what I just shared with you now, put the word like, please. If you really like this, do me a favor, hit the word like, and then after that as well, right? You can also do me a favor, use the emoticons, and put all the very lovely emoticons for me, all right? That will be the best way to thank me, all right? Just put it emoticons, the like, the love, the care, the laughter if you want to, or even the wow. Okay, now of course, if you still want to give me the angry face, then I'm fine. Okay, I'm not saying the market had to crash. Basically, it's not a crash. Now, down by 15% itself is never a crash. Down 5% is just a normal pullback. Down 10% is considered correction. Down 15% is a note to be worried, but it's still 5% away from a bad territory. So down 15% in a market like this today is really, really okay. So that's the reason why I felt that, right, 15% itself from where we are from the highest point is still very reasonable. Okay, it's still very reasonable. Like it, right? Very interesting, right? Cool. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. All right, so take note of this. I'm going to move on here. Okay, clear. Okay, so with this itself, well, I know that, everybody has a different view, so please do not put me and other people and compare. I'm just sharing with you what makes sense over here. Okay, end of the day, you have to make your final decision. Okay. Now you can see that, right? Whenever the commodity index totally goes way crazy, it's always a war. Almost, we have World War I back in the 1914. That was where the commodity prices hit 40%. Okay. Then after that, the New Deal. I can't remember what is that all about. But World War II in 1942. Korean War, where the two-side Korean fight, the Yom Kippur War, the oil shock. All right, I think this is is it the Vietnam War? Okay, I don't know what this means. All right, the oil shock too. And then we have now, really, we're talking about high level here. Those small we don't consider. We're talking about high level percentage gain. So it seems to be, right, when we have war, okay, we will have crazy numbers. But now we are not even at war yet, are we? So we are not even at war yet. So we cannot be having this, correct? Or is this coming in? That is whereby it gets very interesting. So now the thing is the PPI is soaring. The commodity prices are literally off the charts. We know that. We're nowhere near the peak. That is definitely. So the only thing that reverses is a massive market meltdown. Now, I kind of believe in that. And if you actually listen to what Jerome Powell has been saying, it does seem that his intention is about that. So if the Federal Reserve is coming into the picture and they are starting to liquidate some of their position, or they're not going to continue to pump in more money into the system, we may have a problem, guys. We may have a problem. So with that understanding itself, right, yesterday I already tell you that Nasdaq will most likely be coming down. So yesterday itself, the Nasdaq was trading at 14,100, right? That was where our MAO was at the time, right? Live, and more than 452 people actually saw it. Okay, and I said that the Nasdaq will drop all the way down to potentially to 13,879. Now, from that point, when the level it was to the target level, right, it's about nearly 300 points. And I was spot on, correct? I was spot on, correct? All right, so if you can do me a favor, if you think that I was spot on Nasdaq, key the word spot on Nasdaq, okay? Or Nasdaq spot on, whichever you prefer. Oh, thank you, Stephen. Yom Kippur War, 6-day war in Middle East, Israel versus Arab state. Okay, man, thank you. See, I'm still not good with my history yet. Right, you can see that I don't really prepare my MAO like people do that. I just prepare all the stuff, but everything just flow by itself. So my point is this, very important. If I can predict something like this, definitely is all right. You can too. If you can actually follow the script, it's all there. Now, the only thing is this, whether or not will we have a war? Now, the thing is this, the argument will be, Cal, the US is not in war. It's actually this Russia and Ukraine. So you cannot put these two together. I totally understand. But of course, let me just do more sharing with you, then it might be able to see it from another angle. All right, so I'll tell that when we do the global market news. Okay, so my point is this, guys. So on the 24th Sunday, the Singapore Steel Undischarged Trainer myself is going to have an event. I'm going to share with you the very important 22 days trading pattern, which I know that some of you have heard it many times before. But of course, this time around, with all the drawings done properly for you, all the visualization itself, I'm pretty sure that you will definitely enjoy it. Now, do note once again itself, right? We have already sent out a message to you guys, okay? Now, the thing is this, okay? The thing is this, if you were to receive this from us, okay? All right, that means that you are very successfully confirmed for sure your seat. So which means now, if you are registered, but you have not received a message from us, then you can contact this number now at 9073-0472. But do note, you are not allowed to register new here. So Susan, if you're here right now, remember, only when people actually come and find us and their names on the name list, then they can be added in. So if they are not in the name list, then so sorry, we cannot bring anybody else in, okay? Because we already reserved the 160 seats for the people who are registered. So the only one more thing to do is get ourselves into this channel. Now, why this channel then? Now, this channel is because we're going to inform you how to win all the big prizes on Sunday. So rather than we say and you get confused, we think that it's best for you to actually have this channel. Now, because it's a channel, that means that you cannot see who is who, right? Yeah, to protect the PDPA. So we don't want people to contact each other in a way and then get a lot of unnecessary stuff or advertisement or, promotion for other things. So that's the reason why it's a channel. It's one-way traffic. So if you have registered for the event, you should be now inside the TWB special event Telegram channel. So if you haven't seen this or you didn't receive any from us, contact us now at this number, 9073-0472. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Susan. All right, so let's just look into something here itself. Now, the initial jobless claims was not very good. It came slightly higher than expected. So, okay. Now, the Philadelphia Federal Manufacturing Index is down, and it's down quite a fair bit. They were looking at 21, but it came out 17.6. That's a lot. I mean, it's like 20% off. The question is why? That's a good question. Let's look at it. Now, you can see that, right? The numbers have been up, down, not stable at all. This actually tells us that, right, the US economy is not as stable as it is. And for the forecast to be off such a far number, we may have to look at it. Of course, you can debate that the last time was 15, here 27.4. Could be adjustment itself. Well, it is possible, but definitely it's not stable, okay? Now, that is the Philadelphia Fed manufacturing. Now, the next one will be this. This is the initial jobless claim. Now, the thing is, the numbers are still considered low as we compare from the highest point. But if you look carefully, the last 2 weeks, we have the numbers actually moving higher. Now, that is not a good sign. Now, Federal Reserve have said, right, if the data employment is not good, right, that is something that they are very worried. So now what we are saying is that over the mode, okay, on average, yeah, the last 2 weeks is all right, the numbers are not very healthy. So now with all this thing coming together, kind of expect that the market itself is kind of weak, right? And of course, when Jerome Powell comes to speak and he actually talked about the interest rates and stuff like that, it basically dampened the entire mood. All right. So with that understanding, now you can see the Dow Jones, the moment it opened, now initially it went up first. But after that, the whole entire day, the market kept selling non-stop. Now, is there a way to explain this? There is. I'll share with you later. All right. So what actually really happened? Let's look at the fundamental. So the Nasdaq slid 2%. The Dow fell by 350 points in a sharp reversal as the raising rates weigh on stocks. Okay, so what happened? It was the Treasury yields, okay, which came in. Now, I already told you that the Treasury yield is going to be a big problem. And I say this, we will hit 3%. Now, I already tell you that what will happen, and still, there are people who are still pretty, don't really see my point. It's okay. Like I say, everybody got their own way of reading the market. Now, my way is a bit more unique because I like the numbers, I see statistics, I see data to come into this. So initially, the market, the major was up first. Then after that, when this the 10-year yield go up by itself, right, to 2.9, straight away the market turned over. So you can see that, right, the reversal was very, very clear, one way. And of course, every time the market tried to bottom out to go a bit, the market sold off. Bottom it, try, sold off. So you can see that the selling itself, right, is actually on a purpose. They really want to sell and they're not interested to even buy. So that's why when the market rebound a little bit, the next moment it's just selling. All right, it was just pure selling. Okay, so the thing is, we started at 1.5% just last year, and now we're at nearly 3%. So of course, people are now getting worried, okay? And they're looking at maybe we go as high as 3.25 to 3.5 for the interest rate, which is now getting a bit of concern. Because if the economy is not doing that well, and the earnings of the banks, the earnings of the what do you call companies are okay only, this is going to be a worry thing. And of course, if inflation is high, that will basically add more problem. So with all this thing here, Jerome Powell himself say, I would say 50 basis point will be on the table for May meeting. And definitely he will have to really do it. Now, I don't think there'll be a 75 basis point. Now, there are some people speculating 75 basis point. I think that's ridiculous. I don't think Federal Reserve will do a 75 basis point in May. Okay, I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. But 50 basis point, you can have my word for it. So now let's take a look at the numbers here itself. You can see very beautiful charting here. All right, so we have the bottom right here, I told you before, okay? And then we call for an additional add-on over here at 1.4%. And I'm telling you that I was very confident once the market breaks above the 78.6 at 2.62%, we should be able to see at least 3%. And of course, now we are just marginally away from the 3% rule. All right, so traders, once again, this is really, really incredible. You really want to have people like us helping you to see the macro picture. So now if you look at it, make it bigger, to take a look at this out right now, as of yesterday's closing, we are at 2.947%. We are just marginally whisker away from the 3% mark. And I strongly believe once the market hit the 3% mark, there will be another wave of selling in the stock market. So traders, just brace yourself, okay? All right, so let's take a look what happened yesterday with the TWB chart. Okay, now first of all, very important, the KSI was green. So the market is expected to go higher, which we all agree. So the Dow Jones really opened and trade higher. But once it hit the peak itself, right, something just went wrong and the price came down. Now, very important, you notice that my pivot 2 is 35,059. My MLP is 35,067. So the MLP is a pivotal point. The pivot 2 is a pivotal point. So very simple. If the market smashed below these two numbers, MLP and pivot 2, confirm it will be a sell. Agree? Because below OP, below P2, CCYR. You just have to believe in it and sell. Correct? All right. So if you guys remember that, of course, how low would it go? You can see the market came down all the way. It breached past MA30, MA200, and even come very, very near to MA30, which this morning was already triggered. Okay, let's take a look. So you can see how beautiful the chart was. Initially, it was all the way up, beautiful. And once it hits the KTR plus 2, it just stopped there and a star is born. Now, before that, there were many stars, but none of them actually confirms the high. When this guy confirms it, if you draw two lines, you will have the real deal, okay? So once the market loses this point here, the Dow Jones just keep on coming down non-stop all the way. In fact, right in between, the Chinese government coming to do some sanctions and was saying that, right, some of the companies that from this Ukraine is actually belongs to them in a way. So there was some problem here. So what you can see, beautiful, you have the star involved, you take a short position, right? All you can do is when the market breaks below P2, right, that's confirmed sell, because below P2, below OP is confirmed sell. So the market fell down again. So guys, this is very powerful, right? And this is something that we can explain it through our TWB system. So of course, yesterday for gold, it was a KSI green and there's no blue bars. So of course, we expect the market to be more to the upside. But what happened? The market opens and immediately went below the pivot 1. Now, of course, below pivot 1, we had to bear with it. So what happened? The price came down, right? The price came down. We totally understand what the pain is, but we can't do anything because that is part of it. Then after that, the market hit a base and rebounded. Now hit a base. Now, normally for us, a base is all the KTR, right? So let's take a look. So very nice. You can see over here, the market was actually hang on. Then when it came down, it was bouncing around at the pivot 1. But once it went below pivot 1, this is a sell immediately. And of course, if you shorted itself, right, you saw the green dots here. So you're going to see upside like this or downside like this. But since we are shorting the market, we'll be looking at the market, the arrow pointing down, and then the market really came down. Now, once it hit the low, it wasn't enough to hit KTR -2. So -3, sorry. So what happened? A bomb is born. You had to put the two lines in. You can see right now. And the market worked like a gem. So as long as the market stays above the line, you can basically buy here. All right. You can also do a buy over here because this is where the CCRY actually came in, exactly at the bomb RL. Got it? All right, guys. If you got it, it's all right. Keyword got it. So that I know that you guys have understand what I just said. Now, once again, there's a lot of data information coming in later on. If you guys want to share with your friend, quickly like and share with your friends right now. Because after this slide, we will go into all the news and all the statistics and the data. This is what you really want, yeah? Okay. Okay, done. Okay, so Johnny got it, Susan, Dennis, Anthony. Right, cool. Okay, so now let's look at the news of the day, all the big news. Okay, first of all, Biden will send more weapons and economic aid to Ukraine, as we know, and UK sanctioned on Russia military official. All right, so US is going to send another $800 million down again. Wow, they're spending a lot of money, yeah? Well, then this is to us want to support and make sure that the Ukrainian will win this battle. But Russia President Vladimir Putin ordered his military to ditch his plan to storm the steel plant and in Mariupol, and now they're going to go into opting to go to one particular place. So take note of this. This is very interesting. Now, Russia decided to show significant success in the war ahead of its victory day on May the 9th. Hey, interesting, yeah, May the 9th. Now, of course, what will happen is that we don't know. Okay, we can only speculate, right? So you can see now Joe Biden just have his meeting, the 11 people that he met up. And the best part is now in the new meeting of his, you look at all his so-called, team. Now they are wearing what? Full suit military. Now, obviously, it's all right. Would you go for a meeting and you wear a full military uniform? Well, apparently, this is called the uniform, the military uniform, and this is basically most likely the meeting itself is all the other like generals and stuff. So they didn't show the other side. They only show this part here. Now, what I'm trying to say is this: it seems that Biden is also wanting to go head on. All right, that is where it gets really very scary, because if US get involved, the stock market will be affected, because US stock market will only be affected when US itself get involved in the battle. So go back to the chart I show you, right? Every time when the commodity prices goes very high, it's because there's a war. So are we going for a war? That's a question. Okay, now look at this. I want everybody to look at this particular picture. This is a very interesting picture. I'll come with the narration in a short while. Now, this is Putin talking to the general that was missing for a while, okay? Finally, he appears, okay? Now, okay? Now, from the here itself, right? Can you tell me why Putin put his hand at the corner of the table? And he was there for quite a while. Why? Why would Putin want to put his hand right at the corner of this and like seemingly clenching on the corner? Can you tell me, in your personal opinion, what do you think Putin is actually doing? Or what is he feeling? Right. This is actually very interesting. You know, there are always many ways to read a picture. So apparently the way they read the picture was Putin is anxiety. He's like, he's like worried. He's like very uneasy. Now, this is what the Western powers actually reading this. And of course, many people felt that way because of what the media say. They felt that way. Okay, Brian say, wow, ready to flip the table. Ting, right? Okay, Stephen, controlling his anger. Okay, anybody else? What do you think? I want to see from everybody. This is going to be very interesting. I tell you that. This is really very interesting. Okay, so when I was watching this itself, there's a gun pointing at Putin under the table. Okay, King Hua is always a joker. Okay, holding his fist down from throwing a punch. Okay, PH Tan. Stanley, there is a trapdoor switch below. You think what? Austin Power. Okay, cleaning his hand. Why he dig his nose? He want to squeeze his defense minister, Dennis E. Sorry. Eric Cheng was saying that cleaning his hand. All right, Brian is sticking the what? Sticking the spy microphone. Okay, Serene Pei says that fainting from a stroke. Okay. All right. Now everybody focus on that. Anything else? Okay. Apart from Putin putting his hand on the table, clenching at the corner of the table, right? Do you see something about the sitting of this guy? Can you see that? What do you think? Okay. What do you think? Why is he sitting like this itself? Now I know that you should know by now, right? Nature call. Okay. All right. Normally, when a person sit like that itself, right? Okay, there's a name for it. It's called the 1/3 三分之一板凳. Meaning, right, the person sit like that, right? One is because they want to pay full attention to what's going on. Two, it's like a little boy listening to the parent, and the parent is lecturing, apparently. So this is where, as I said again, the Western media basically saying that that this Putin doing this is because he's uneasy, he's not a man of himself, he's not this, he's not that. Okay? Now the thing is this, I have my different view and I totally agree with the Taiwanese spokesperson. Though this is a invited guest. Now you must understand this. Vladimir Putin, all right, is a Russian politician and is a former intelligence officer. Okay, and he basically, in short, itself, right? The intelligence is KGB. Now, KGB is like the MI6 or the CIA of this so-called US. So, do you think that Vladimir Putin been so long in this so-called environment as a politician, a leader, and this whole thing is being filmed and video and broadcast to everywhere? Huh? That's why the Western are laughing at it itself. Do you think that he is not easy? He's uneasy. You think that he's actually trying to show that he's really unstable? Do you think so? Come on, man. I think that a trained man like him himself, by doing this, is basically telling something to the people that is watching this. Definitely, if you will put your hand at the desk and clenching it for a couple of minutes while you're on live, going on live TV where thousands and obviously your opponents watching this as well, what is the message are you trying to tell the people? Please key your answer right now, guys. I want you to tell me, if you were to hear this and see this and look at the whole thing now, what do you think Putin is trying to do? What do you think Putin is trying to do? Why would he want to clench his fist so awkwardly at the corner of the table while he knows that he's being filmed throughout? All right, tell me, what do you think? I want this to be interesting for today MAO. I said today MAO itself is going to be very interesting. All right, there's a lot of things to share, and I want you to come in to participate. Okay, I'm sure you will like today's MAO quite a lot. Okay, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, waiting for your answers, guys. What do you think? What is a message you think Putin wants to do to tell? Okay, Anthony say, don't play. I like that one from Tae Yong Sing. Okay, driving me into a corner. Or can I use the word, don't drive me to a corner? Picture of deception, okay? He's trying to surrender, but don't have the white flag. Okay. Okay, all right. Now, everybody got their own way of interpretation of this, okay? Right, let me now show you what the guys from the Taiwan, this is a professor, how he feels, and I totally agree with him. Let me tell you, he is trying to tell you a message, okay? 他要释放什么讯息告诉你 ？Okay， 我很气，他马上要翻桌子了 ，okay？ He says that, okay, I'm very angry. I can flip the table if I have to. 是要给全俄罗斯军队看的。Meaning, right, he's doing this is basically telling you now, I'm lecturing the defense minister. I'm showing you my hand this way because I'm telling all the soldiers to better pick it up or else you're going to get it. All right. All right. I can even now get the defense minister to scold. What do you think will happen to you guys? So actually, I totally agree with this. Okay, to me, it's all right for him to clench this in a corner. I think everybody can feel it that he's trying to tell you, hey, don't play with me. I'm getting pissed off already. All right, and of course, the opposite him is a defense minister. Now think about this: if this happened in Singapore, a meeting like this, and the defense minister is like hunchback and hand looking down, don't dare to see Putin's eyes, and the opposite itself is a prime minister and he's clenching his fist on the table. I can't tell you, right? It's going to be crazy. So that's the reason why I felt that, right, Putin has something to do very soon. So now the latest, this heat map shows that, right, they are really coming in at different angles to go in. And of course, we are showing that, right, they really want to corner up and get this done once and for all. And of course, all the stuff they are using is all very offensive military weapons. Now, with Biden coming in and putting so much money on the table, and Russia, Putin also doing something similar, that means that, right, this thing can't end that nice. So like I say once again, I don't know what will happen from now till then, but history has proven whenever the commodity prices go to more than 60% or 40%, the war will be somewhere around there. So I don't know whether this war will be this Russia war or not, but definitely itself, right? History has proven. So all I can say is this: traders, just take note, be very careful. Now, we do know that, right, China is still trying to combat its problem with COVID. But you can see today, we can see the artificial manipulation in the market. Now, this morning itself, when I was talking to my guys in the Hang Seng group, I'm telling them this: the last time when we see a big push-up result that was done by the China government, you take the middle point, called MLP, you notice that the last time when this happened, when the market pulls back, all right, instantly the market came in to pump it up again. So today we just saw it happening and straight on the market pump up as usual. Now this is very out clear that this is the market manipulation. Market can be manipulated. So if let's say down as a script from now till then, I believe that the script is also been written and just have to follow. So you can see right now, beautiful, right? Look at the China market. This morning itself, right? The market came down, touched the number 13,243. And once it touches it, almost instantly the market rebounded. So today, I believe it will be something the same. It will be something the same. Now, the only thing is this, if ever one day the market closed below this blue line or 13,243, that will be the time that should be further selling in the market. So that's the reason why I felt that, right, traders, you must understand manipulation is always available in the system. Whether you like it or not, whether it's fundamental or technical, to me, is that this is how the boys play this game. So basically now, if let's say Putin and Biden are all ready for this, then the Chinese market is also preparing for this. In a way, we're going to have a big one, okay? All right, so that is the front part for global news. Let's look at the important market news for reference. Now, first of all, very important, Elon Musk has now secured money. He has secured money for his commitment, all right? He managed to secure $25.5 billion of debt financing through Morgan Stanley and $21 billion from equity financing. So equity financing means that probably he pledged his shares to get the money. So Bank of America, Barclays, MUFG, Social Generally, all right, this Mizuho Bank and BNP Paribas, all of them has came in to do the equity financing. So in short itself, right, this is not just say only, this Elon Musk really has the money. So now the Twitter spokesperson say already confirmed that they have received Elon Musk's proposal, and now they will have to really think of carefully, all right? Because if they don't do it, okay, and let's say they really decided that the board decided not to take this deal, and of course, if Elon Musk don't want, he can sell the share away, even take a small loss, it doesn't matter, but that might drive the stock price even lower. And of course, the shareholder, they may even sue the board for not exercising this, meaning they're not exercising the what they call the best deal for the interest of the shareholders. So with all these things, that is all possible. That's the reason why it seems that Elon Musk really wants Twitter. So that's why you can see now Elon Musk news brought Twitter to the high. And after that, right, with all the non-stuff, it basically brought Twitter to the flat. But because of the news right now, Twitter share actually came up. So the question is, will this, the volume itself come back? Well, we'll wait and see, but definitely traders take note of that, yeah? Okay, now next one will be on Cathy Wood. Now, Cathy Wood is out on Up Innovation. Now, we all know that Cathy Wood really is down recently, right? Because her Up Innovation from the high point dropped all the way down. Now, yesterday, it continued to drop down another 4%, almost 5%. And we are now very near to the recent low. Oh my God. So the question is this, okay? Some people even speculate maybe Cathy Wood is coming to buy Twitter. Come on, they can't even have money to rub. So, but then the thing is this, we all know that now the Up Innovation is 60% off its peak already in the bear territory. But most important is that it reiterates all the post-pandemic gains, all of them. And of course, now she's still thinking that Tesla will go big and say that Tesla is worth $4,600. Oh my God, okay? And we all know that the reason why Up have been coming off because there's a lot of this, what do you call? We have a lot of this outflows, all right? Outflows. So because of all these outflows itself, right, that probably brought the market even lower. But if outflow is out, right, you have to find a way to do the inflow if things are doing well. But if the gas is not, then of course there's a problem. So what happened is this, there is an outflow to many countries where the thing and the stock market really died. All right, there's something to take note. Okay, all right. So the thing is, but recently again, Up Innovation has managed to draw in capital because of this Tesla. Because you must understand that Tesla is still 10% of the entire portfolio. So even let's say now there will be some withdrawal, right? Okay, it's still okay, not as badly hit as compared. Okay, so kindly take note of this. All right, so now let's look into what Jerome Powell says. Powell says taming inflation absolutely essential, and a 50 basis point hike is possible by May. Now he has never said 75 basis point. So somehow some people just anyhow say, okay? So Jerome Powell affirmed the central bank determined to bring down inflation, and they're looking at a possible rate hike. Okay, so of course it will be most likely will be the so-called it will be as early as next month, and of course this number will be at least 50 basis point. Okay, so I already say already. Now do note the inflation now is the fastest pace in the 40 years, and that's why they need to really increase it fast and good. Okay, now do take note that the CME Group Federal Watch 2, right, is too overwhelming. So that's why now it's slightly short, but we can actually still utilize another way of looking at it. Okay, guys, so we have this Jerome Powell coming in. So what is he trying to say? Now, Jerome Powell, in front of everybody, tell you already, a 50 basis point hike is on the table from May meeting. All right, so this is the last remark for Jerome Powell until the 3rd and 4th of the month. So Jerome Powell will be resting a little bit while Federal Reserve just come in and just do a few short liners. Okay, so I know that this role itself will be given to Raj. Okay, all right, so this is going to be there. So this is something to take note of that. Okay, so discussion will be onwards to roll off from the balance sheet. Okay, now the only thing is this: the way this Jerome Powell now is doing, right? It seems like a little bit mimicking what happened to the former Federal Chairman Paul Volcker. We all know that Paul Volcker is right. In order to really stem inflation, he raised the interest rate all the way to 20% before the market goes into a real sell-off. So now we are only like 0.25 and 50 basis point. How to go to 20%? I don't think so, unless they go crazy, like jump 3%, 5%, 10%. I don't think so. Yeah. So to me, it's nowhere near. All right. So Jerome Powell, his view is this: he wants a soft landing. Well, if as long as something big will happen, he will have a soft landing. If not itself, right, then probably we'll have to accept if anything goes wrong. Yeah. So Jerome Powell says that, right, U.S. economy is strong, labor market is extremely tight. So he's looking at the labor market. So only when the labor market is opening up and things are well, then maybe we will see the inflation coming down. But of course, the main thing is we will have to really wait for a while. Yeah. So JP Morgan strategies came in. The tough earnings outlook could pressure the stock market later. So this guy is out Dubravko. Okay, all right, sorry. All right, so this guy is analyst of this Morgan Stanley. Sorry, JP Morgan, is it? Wait a minute. JP Morgan. So this guy says that, right, the earning per share was of $235. He then ranked it down to $200. So reason is because he saw some of the what do you call the earnings reports and stuff like that. So this guy is saying that now let's revise it downwards itself. Okay. So although he still expect more of the company to actually overwhelm the earnings expectation, but it was because most of them actually lowered down their numbers, so that it seems like higher. So they need to take note, yeah. But they say that the poor corporate's guidance, okay, in the second half of the year will likely be the main thing. So to me, it's not a worry because we have the resources. So he feels that, right, the corporate sentiment is getting weaker and weaker. I mean, most people don't want to talk anymore. And he feels that, right, the cratering of Netflix itself, right, may have a problem. Okay, so all these are the reason for him to believe that the stock market itself, right, might be taking some more from the table. Yeah, take note of that. So of course, Santoli, the senior market correspondent, said that the market is indecisive as traders traders weigh the good earnings, good enough earnings. Okay, so let's look. Okay, so this is very tough for me to read off, but main thing is this: it seems that, right, they really want the ex-chairman Paul Volcker to come back in a way. It's not possible. All right, then I'll tell you that this is the head and shoulder pattern. Well, they are all looking at maybe this will change hand and go all the way up. So, well, it's all possible, but I don't think so. Yeah, not now. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And you can see that the individual AAII, individual investor bullish sentiment from 1987 till now, it seems that, right, it's still okay. Right? It's still very good. It's the first time the two pairs are actually doing well. But the thing is this, we don't believe in going for this. So now if everybody is so bearish, by right, the market should go up. Why is the market still coming down? That's a big question. All right, so to me, this indicator itself doesn't make sense anymore, but of course, you can actually consider. All right, so the main thing is the S&P 500, anytime over 4,500, there seem to be seller, it seems to be. And of course, any below 4,000, there seem to be buyer, okay? So the thing is this, according to this CNBC write-out, it said that the VIX is 21, and there's given a lot of green, and there's something worried about. So he will actually come in. Brian will bring the handyman. He will come in and do this for me. No, just a joke. All right, so the VIX itself, let's take a look. Now the VIX, as you can see, the VIX is moving up very nicely, though they are saying that the VIX is not moving. To me itself, this actually 1, 2, 3, 4, this is moving upwards. And to me, that means the next one should be here. So my point is, if this is going to happen, the market may take about 14 trading days. Okay, you may take 14 trading days for it to reach this point here. So that's the reason why I was thinking aloud, maybe, right, there's some pattern that I miss out. Okay, there's still something to watch out for, okay? All right, so we're going to go into now the alternate market news, and this is where it gets very, very crazy with some statistics and data which might actually offend some of you, or it may make you unhappy or uneasy, but still I have to report. So let's just begin, shall we? So are you ready for the alternate market news? You are ready? Key the word ready right now. I want to see at least 20 people ready so that I know that you're not sleeping. Okay, you can have your lunch or you can have your break while listening to me, okay? All right, I'm also pretty hungry. I want to have my lunch also. All right, so now it's 12:20. Let's aim to finish by 12:45, shall we? All right, can I have 20 names getting ready for this? Okay, let's count. Okay, we have Louis, first one, good, number 1. Stephen, number 2. Yo, number 3. Susan, number 4. Wow, Ben, you're around. Ben, number 5. Okay, number 6. Brian, number 7. Anthony, number 8. Dennis, number 9. Oh, 9, okay. Then Chongming, number 10. Okay, we have 65 people online. I only get 10 ready. Okay, come on, guys. I mean, seriously, this is going to be crazy. The next 6, 7 PowerPoint slides is going to be crazy. All right, crazy enough because there are data you must really consider. Now, of course, I'm not saying or not implying that things will happen and stuff like that. But you know, sometimes in life itself, you just have to take notes of certain numbers. And I kind of believe that, right, something might be happening. And we have done the mathematics earlier, we did the charting earlier. Sometime in life, you just have to take note of some stuff, okay? So that's the reason why I might wanting you to take notes of this. Okay. Okay, so we have 10 more. Ellison, number 11. Daniel, 12. This Edwin, 13. Okay, Terry, 14. Chongming done already. Jasmine, 14, 15. Wilson, 15. Okay lah. Until now, still only got 15. So sad. 65 people online right now. I can only receive only 15. Okay, never mind. I will still do it for the 15 of you guys. You guys are great, okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Lian. Thank you, Fred. So we are 18 now. Okay, since we are going to have 18. Okay lah, 18 is a good number. 10 fa. Let's fa all the way together. Okay, let's go. Thank you, guys. Now, take note. Okay, now this is a joke where Joe Biden coming here with more Biden policy, as you can see. Now, Joe Biden, he says from the government, I'm here to help. But you can see that, right, his way of helping itself is actually pouring more fuel to the fire. And that was the reason why people is getting pissed with him, because it's going to burn. Problem. Now, everybody take a look here itself. Something is just not right. Okay, now, first of all, in terms of dates, this is the crude oil. Okay, now, we all know that crude oil was already mounting up, all right, to $90 before, way before the invasion. Okay, it was at $60 to begin with. It was $90 when it was here up by more than up by 50%. Then that was where this Russia came in, invaded, and wow, straight away the crude oil shoot up all the way to $127. Okay, so this is the fault of Putin. Yeah, okay, I agree with you. Then after that itself, right, the price came down on profit taking or something happened, not too sure why. Then after that, very interesting, when the crude oil was at about $100, Joe Biden announces the SPR, which stands for Strategic Petroleum Reserve Release. Okay, and the time itself was $100. That was the price. So because of his release, the crude oil really came down to $92. So it seems to be working. But the problem is now it's back to 108 again. Oh my goodness, what's happening here? All right, now this is really crazy. So that means that our dear friend, this Biden, is actually pouring fuel for somebody else to basically benefit from it instead. So obviously, who do you think are the biggest buyer? I think it's pretty simple. All right. So what is going to happen? I tell my friend this: as long as the market stays above 103 for the crude oil, right? Okay, whether it's CFD or it's futures and stuff, as long as this we have the crude oil at 103, we will have high CPI data. All right, thank you. Oh, thank you, Kenghua, Alvin, and Jonathan. You all make the 21 list. Thank you. So to me, is that right? If let's say the crude oil stay above 103, that means Joe Biden got it all wrong. So the more he get it wrong, it's how it was going to be. All right, unless it's all part of a big show. So to me, it's all right. This is the first problem we have. And remember 103 for crude oil, yeah? Now, this is the short-term interest rate, the STIR market that's pricing in now 10 more rate hike this year. After St. Louis Federal, Jim Boller, all right, this SF Federal, don't know who, Daily, Mary Daly, and even Federal Reserve Jerome Powell all dropped the hawkish hammer of the evil, all right, expecting a 50 basis point. So now everybody is expecting a lot of rate hike coming in very soon, all right? It may jump up instead. But of course, you can also take note, right? The rate cut expectation is a shift to more dovish. So now they actually do another forecast and say that, right, if actually now is next year, would that be the same? And of course, they were saying that, right, they may have a move into other things, all right? So this is something that you must take note. So if there's going to be 10 more rate hike, think about this. Will the stock market be able to take it? I really don't think so, okay? So that is the reason why I felt that, right, there's something going to be cooking the next 2 weeks, and traders just need to be on standby, okay? Need to be on standby. So now take a look on this. This makes a lot of sense. Now, this is the rate hike expectation for 2022, right? So which means that, right, the red line meaning tell you, but it's inverted, yeah? Inverted, yeah? That means it's opposite, yeah? So it seems that, right, whenever there's a seemingly more chance of having a rate hike, the Nasdaq also follow. Okay, this is inverted, I remember. Now the thing is this, the numbers are now showing further downwards of, it means that the product is so good that basically, right, the yield is increasing like crazy. So normally it's all right, when yield goes crazy by going up, the stock market will also follow. But the thing is this, now the movement is so fast, right? Some people got worried because they forgot that the market went up by almost 85 points, all right? So what happened over here itself, the market probably hot wind of this, decided to short squeeze some people, and then what happened? The price just basically shoot up all the way. All right, that means that, right, there was a sudden squeeze on the Nasdaq counters, and that's why the Nasdaq suddenly shoot up. But after a while later, you notice, right, reality is still going to go down, right? The yield is going to go higher. That was where the Nasdaq come off by itself, okay? So that's the reason why I felt that, right, if you do expect this yield to continue to go higher, then naturally, it's all right, there will be some more selling coming in. And of course, theoretically speaking, we are all waiting for them. Okay, interesting, right, this chart? So now we have a problem, guys. This is the last 2 months, the FANG versus the index. So now the thing is this, from the FANGs versus the index itself, right? Oh my goodness, we are back to this a long time ago, okay, back to March 2022, all right? It's where it happened. And of course, when this happened itself, right, it's never a good sign. That means that the FANG share itself had lost all the zest, doing things, all right? So this is going to be very clear. Now, this is where it gets very scary. You can see all the way itself, the US high yield corporate bond price is always together. But ever since March itself, right, when they so-called announced to be like, broken off or stuff like that, that was where that the swap S&P have been climbing non-stop to the point here. But at the same time, the gold price basically cuts in and down. Okay, this is the corporate yield is coming down. So now you can see all along they are doing it together, but this time around, ever since here, we got separated. So the thing is this: would it be possible for the S&P 500 to drop all the way down so that the pattern can be adjusted? But if that is to happen, based on the higher yield curve, the higher corporate bond price now, my goodness, is 3,000. The S&P 500 must drop by 3,000 to drop down to 3,000 points. Then you can actually get this thing together. My God, 3,000 points. Hey, wait a minute. Earlier itself, all right, 3,000, sorry, S&P dropped to 3,000 points. So which means that the market must drop by at least 1,420 points of S&P. Wow, that is crazy, right? Do you think so? I don't think the market will drop down to 3,000, but I'm very happy for it to come down to 3,500. You understand my point? Yeah. Okay, anyway, this is scary because this is something that we saw previously, but now it's opening up itself, right? Things doesn't seem to be real. All right, there's something to think of. Once again, you can only see it from MAO. And of course, now, right, this is going to be very crazy, all right? This is the 10-year yield, 10-year UST yield versus the S&P. Now, this is what happened. They give me a picture and tell me that stocks haven't been so expensive, okay? And says that, right, since 2021, okay? So all these things, okay, it doesn't matter. So basically simple, just take note of two things. First of all, we are now one of the biggest standard deviation away. Right, that was last time when this happened itself, right, the S&P 500 collapsed. So it's trying to say that it does happen, and every time it did happen itself, the S&P actually collapsed. So for this particular chart that I'm seeing right now, all right, they haven't really started yet. So once the marketing goes into its time, the numbers will start to swell, and once they go past it, that will be cool. All right, that will be cool. Now, the last time this expensive relative to bond was in April 2011. That was the last time when the bond prices shot by 200 points and of course the driver puked. Okay, so the thing is this: everybody now, we have to understand that things are getting decoupled and things are getting really, really crazy. If this is going to really happen, whereby, right, we saw in history, we do expect the market to really react substantially. Okay, so traders, you just have to be careful and take note of that. Okay. All clear? All right, so this is the thing that I want you to take a look. The thing S&P and the current yield chart itself is really too wide. And when the soldiers find it very funny itself, right, they may actually attack. So that's the reason why you have to have thick blood thing in a way. All right, so with all this itself, we're going to go into the charts. I hope you like the alternate market data news. I think it's pretty good, but let's just see whether can you apply to the real market. Let's go. Now, China A50, you can see definitely is supported exactly at the level that I mentioned. That is 13,243. Beautiful calculation from the opening price and the closing price divided by 2, you get an MLP. Now, this is so beautiful. Once it hit itself, immediate reaction is this way. So now we are having this. Will there see a recovery? Well, it is very possible. So that's the reason why the Hang Seng is not coming down. Okay, so let's look at the Hang Seng first. The Hang Seng itself this morning, it opens down initially, but down for a while, and then the two lines come out, and you have your star and bomb. So once the market goes beyond the star, if you see the CRY, you can see the market reacted. Now the thing is this: the highlight is when this is like the father, he actually leaves 2 seats. All right. Okay, do 2 shifts away. So the thing is this, all right, this is, you can see now the market continue to rally. That means that, right, even though that the market is down, but because of the push up from the China A50, straight away the 2 lines give you the buying reason. And once the market goes above it itself, right, CCRY was a buy. And of course, above OP, above P1 is a buy. So that's why here CCRY can still buy up. So once again, this tells you and speak volume on how do you utilize our system, okay? Pretty cool, right? So Hang Seng, with this recovery, now it's above OP and pivot 1 right now. So by right, it will be resisted by this MLP at 20,561. But of course, if it basically continue to go higher, he may even give you this figure at 33,169. Okay, all right. So to me now it's above OP, above pivot 1. There is a chance for it to really go up higher, but you got the color change. So the next level they're looking at, it will be this point. Okay, so it's now above the pivot 1. If it stays up, it may try to go back up again to this point, which is the area. Okay. All right, so the upside itself, how high can it go? Well, the upside can go to as high as here, 2795. Okay, so which means that if it goes down, if it goes up, this is the figure that you can go for. Okay, 2795. Let me write it down properly. Yeah. Okay, all right. Next one will be the Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones today, must be careful, everybody. Dow Jones today, right, we have a problem. The opening price is below pivot 2. So below OP, below pivot 2 is a sell. The problem is the KSI is green and it's uptick. That means that there's some selling pressure. But again, don't be stirred by it. Only do what you do. It's just telling you that, right, it's more pro to the buy side if there's an opportunity. So the thing is now the MA, MLP, the MA 200 is still confirming is down, but the MA 30 is actually holding a fort. So the only thing is that if the market can still stay up, definitely these two are 2 shows I watch. The rest I don't really watch anymore. Now there is this BMB here at 33,977. That means that if the market really comes down, the market can really come down to 13,977. Okay, all right, that is the BMB extension. Interesting, yeah. Okay, this is Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq, as you can see, is also CCYR, and it's a short right now. Downside could be all the way to here at 13,460. Now this one is a bit heavier because the KSI is red, so it's very easy to expect to see this happen. But of course, with a big sell-off is all right. The market, the new BMB, the new BMB here is not been used before. So let's see whether can we actually come down all the way and get it done. Okay. All right, next one will be the S&P 500. S&P 500 now is also trading lower. It's also a CCYR on a day chart. It's below MA30, below MA200, and also below MLP. So it's a classic sell. Now, 43.69 is a very strong support. Once it hit down there, the market rebounded. Now, it came from this guy, the KCB. So this one is where it hit and rebounded. So today it's happening again. The market rebounded from 43.69 level. But of course, even remove this totally, it's all right. You can done. A minute. All right. Wait. 43.84.9. Okay. All right. So let's look. Hang Seng is done. Nikkei. Let's look at Nikkei right now. Nikkei is also coming flat down as the dollar is strengthening a bit. So now the Nikkei, as long as it stays down itself, I don't think it's anywhere to go. KSI is green, but morning is all right. This is where you make your money, right? Going shoot up all the way. Okay. So keep doing well on this type of trading. I'm sure one day it's all right. You'll be as good as any trader, actually like M trader. Yep. Now this is DAX. DAX also have real issue. DAX yesterday was a KSI green, was pretty okay. But as he move up, it's all right. Here, I think he's wearing. Okay, what happened is that the DAX actually triggered the BMB on its own. We were getting human to do that and probably get a reading that he may not understand. Okay, but still we are going event with this meeting, and luckily his handmade come in, and of course things get better. Okay, so this is the DAX side itself. Let's look at crude oil. Now crude oil is still holding up, right? You're still holding everybody. We definitely you must do it, but then if crude oil stays above pivot 2 later on, this may stir upside to the 104 for further upside. Okay, all right. So I'm done with this. Let's take a look at this the gold first. Now for gold prices, now you can see that gold has been sideways the last 3 days, but the KSI is green in color. That speaks volume. And of course, no blue bars under today. So to me, is that right? If it stays above 1954, that will be the MLP of this partnership. And this will push it up higher. Now, of course, you will rate the yellow, but there's no yellow bar available. So don't worry, the next available bar will be here, this guy. Okay, this guy is the, okay, this is what happened. The market came down all the way. All right, okay, so we have this 1954. If 1954 clear, then we may see a higher number. The higher number will be easily the one who, okay, all right, oops, malfunction. Okay, so 1954 will target itself. The next target, it will be as high as here, and that will be, let's take a look, 1977. So I'm trying to say is this, if everything's all good itself, right? If the market really push up right from where we are now, there is a chance to see 1977. Okay, but 1954 have to go past it first, yeah, to really begin it. Okay, 1954 have to cross. Okay, look at silver. Okay, silver price itself, right, is now trading lower, but it recovered off the low. Silver, the KSI is red and the blue bar is extending, so not very nice. Now for silver, if you can go back up again above pivot 1, it will be a buy. It's 24.13, and of course you can see the price is for that 24.71. So there are 4 brothers and sisters, brothers. Okay, so we can actually take a look right here. Now, if the silver can cross the MLP, it should be able to go all the way to MA30. If it does do that itself, right? If you're gonna be asking for this stuff, so you just talk around. Okay. All right, so do take note itself for silver, $24.91 is the very first important MLP to cross first. If it doesn't cross MLP, whatever it says is also pointless. Okay, all right, so then we go then silver, let's look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now for Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can see very clearly that the Bitcoin is coming off a little bit, and this is slightly going to come down and trigger your stop. Okay, and trigger. Okay, so we go. So Bitcoin can go down all the way to 38,061. All right, it can go down all the way to this point here itself. So traders do take note of that. Now the upside is alright to cross into the MA30 first. You have to cross. So I can put a question mark there. I don't think that you go up so fast, but if it goes up, it's alright. Do take note of. That's quite a fair bit for Bitcoin. Now for Ethereum, it's all right. It has been consolidating for quite a while already over here. So to me, it's that once he found strength, I think she should be able to run up all the way. I believe that she's a senior now, right? Like all the way here itself. Okay, the thing is this, the KSI now is red in color. Can you see that? Just do the thing again. The KSI is red in color. The market is more towards the sell. So for Ethereum to go up with sell, right, it's going to be kind of limited because the KSI is red, and of course the blue bar is actually over there. Okay, All right, so basically just to wrap it up, today MAO is all right. I already tell you that likely that could be a very big movement in the next 3 weeks. And we have mathematically calculated, right, it could be as early as 12th of May. All right, of course, the market itself is going to go down itself. There's a chance to see 33,000 area. So all these are what we shared during today's MAO. Right? Hopefully you like it. Thank you very much for waiting for me. This is Cal signing off. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.